This is a story about optimism and happiness, how a positive mind can bring peace and joy, even when life feels exhausting. Don't lose hope. Give what you can, and life will always give back more. Let's read and reflect on this story together. It was near sunset. A young man, frustrated and angry, ran up a mountain and began shouting into the sky. His loud cries disturbed a kind old monk who was meditating nearby. The monk slowly stood up, walked over to the young man and smiled gently. Then he began to talk with him. As they spoke, the monk continued to smile, listening patiently to the young man pour out his heart. After many years of hard work, I finally earned a stable position at my company. I even had a girlfriend. But now I've lost everything. I don't know why my boss wants to fire me. He even asked me to train the new employee who just joined. Every day, I feel crushed by pressure. And when my girlfriend heard about my troubles, she broke up with me. She said she couldn't stay with someone who couldn't give her a comfortable, wealthy life. I feel completely hopeless. The monk said nothing. He just sat quietly, listening. The young man continued, "I've worked for my boss for 8 years, yet he told me to leave with just one sentence. And my girlfriend, when she first came to the city, I was the one who helped and took care of her. But now she's gone." His eyes burned with anger. The monk gently placed a hand on the young man's shoulder and led him up to the top of the mountain. A cool breeze brushed past them, calming the young man's heart little by little. Suddenly, the monk stopped and reached out his hands to catch a floating willow flower in the air. The tiny flower danced in the wind, refusing to stay still in his palm. The young man looked at the monk curiously. The monk smiled and said softly, "I'm old now. I can't catch these willow flowers anymore." Then he looked at the young man and added, "In life, there are many beautiful and wonderful things, but not everything is meant to be held on to. If you can't catch it, why not let it go and bless it on its way so that it can continue to live beautifully and so that your own heart can be free and at peace." When he finished speaking, the monk released the flower. It floated gracefully into the sunlight, even more beautiful as it drifted away. The young man stood in silence, lost in thought. Then, slowly, a smile appeared on his face. He bowed deeply to the monk and went down the mountain. Back in the city, he began teaching everything he knew to the new employee with patience and dedication. His boss was shocked. He thought to himself, "Just a short time ago, this young man was angry and hurt, yet now he's working with such kindness and effort. I can't understand it." When the day came for the young man to leave the company, the boss shook his hands tightly and said with emotion, "I'm truly sorry. I didn't expect you to treat me with such grace. I had my own difficulties that I couldn't explain. I'll never forget your kindness. If you ever need anything, please come back to me." The young man smiled and walked out of the office, calm, free, and at peace. That evening, he brought a bottle of herbal oil to his ex-girlfriend. He knew she suffered from joint pain, and without the oil, it would hurt badly. When she received it, tears filled her eyes. After giving her the oil, the young man turned and left, his heart light, his soul unburdened. From that day on, he lived by one principle: to cherish everyone he met, and to smile and let go of anything he couldn't hold on to. That mindset earned him respect from many, and help from others when he least expected it. His life gradually became brighter and happier. Years later, he returned to the same mountain to thank the monk. But the monk's disciple told him that the master had already passed away. He added, When the master met you, he was already very sick. He endured great pain every day, yet he always smiled and stayed optimistic, even though he knew his time was short. Hearing this, the young man smiled through his tears. He finally understood. The monk knew he couldn't hold on to his own life anymore, and yet, with his final strength, he chose to let himself go peacefully, just as he had taught others to do. The young man bowed deeply toward the place where the monk had passed away, then smiled and walked back down the mountain. Thank you for listening. If this story touched your heart, remember to subscribe for more inspiring stories and life lessons. May you always stay happy and optimistic.